Stampers, it's Julie DiMatteo from the Paper Pixie, and today I'm going to show you how to make a paper lolly. At the end of the video I'll show you a project I made using a bunch of lollies. So let's get started. You want to take a piece of cardstock or designer series paper, choose the width based on how big you'd like the lolly to be. In this case this is 1.5 inches wide by 11 inches long. You could also have it 12 inches long if you're using designer series paper. And I'm going to score this using our Simply Scored. And we're going to score this every 1/2 inch. And I'm going to show you the full process on the video, so I'm going to try to do this quickly. You don't need a scoring tool to do this, but it does make the project much easier. Now flip over your cardstock. We're going to score it every 1/2 inch again, but this time we're starting at the 1/4 inch mark. So it's obviously going in between our previous score marks. And we are creating mountains and valleys of score lines. Oops. That's going to help us in our accordion folding that we're going to do next. Now I'm going to quick dress up this piece of cardstock using our eyelet border punch. You'll notice that I punch upside down. It all depends on the punch for me. This one I find is easier to control when I punch it upside down, but you can do it the other way. Stampin' Up! There's a really good guide on the other side of this punch, so you can line it up exactly right. But it's just personal preference. Okay. I'm going to cut off the last 1/4 inch here. Okay, next we're going to accordion fold this, and you're going to fold, so this is a valley fold, you're going to fold it backwards. You actually fold the opposite way when you score. It prevents the fibers of the cardstock from breaking. So just back and forth. And kind of tighten the folds as you go, but we will tighten them again at the end, so it's not completely necessary. You do not have to hold all of these together. For me, it's easier, but okay, so we're gonna, oops, I finished all the folds. We're gonna squish that together and just tighten those folds. Okay, now we need to attach both ends together, and I'm gonna do that utilizing our Mono Multi Glue that's in the green and white bottle. Little goes a long way here, but you'll get a very secure hold. You could use sticky strip here as well. You just need to hold it for a few seconds. Okay, see, that's all it takes. Now I'm going to stack this up with my punched edge down, and we're going to slowly push this paper down. It's going to fight you a little bit because it's kind of going against what it naturally wants to do, but I just keep this top part pinched, kind of like a skirt or a teepee, and then just light pressure push it down. Now I've punched out a 3/4 inch circle punch that we're going to adhere to the bottom to keep the lolly flat. I like to use hot glue here. You can use the Mono Multi, it just takes longer for it to set. So just going to put a little bit of hot glue right around that circle right there, or around the hole. Set this on top. Now that's hot, so I like to use the back end of my paper piercing tool just to apply some pressure there. And then I'll flip it over and just press it a little bit longer while that glue sets. And there you have it, a beautiful paper lolly. Let me show you a project I created. This wreath is inspired by Stampin' Up! When they announced the Simply Scored tool. This utilizes 18 different lollies in varying sizes, 1.5 inch, 1 1/4 inch, and 1 inch. They're all adhered to this form I created. It's actually made out of a Stampin' Up! Box, so it's corrugated cardboard that I traced a dinner plate and a soup bowl to do the outer circle and the inner circle. Just used a craft knife to cut around it, or to cut it out. And then I wrapped it with our retired 5/8 of an inch grosgrain ribbon in chocolate chip. Hot glued a little loop here with our 1 1/4 inch striped grosgrain ribbon in soft suede. And attached a ribbon to the front, again with hot glue. And you can see a number of different lollies here where I've used different punches. I'll just point out a few: the scallop trim border punch here, the lace ribbon border punch here, again the eyelet border punch. This is the scallop edge border punch. If you're going to use any punches on your lollies, do your scoring first and then do your punching. And then I've added some antique brads, a doily triple layer punch, designer buttons, baker's twine, a boho blossoms punch with a metallic brad, and then this last 3-dimensional flower here, I've created a video called the Fancy Flower Punch Flower. That uses the Fancy Flower punch, but you can also use other punches. In this case, I used the 1 3/4 inch scallop circle. So there you have it. Details will be on my blog. If you have any questions, just let me know, and thanks for visiting the Paper Pixie.